Yeah, I just turned it off for this screen. Just one sec. I'll finish eating so they don't hear me chewing in the background. All right.
Sick. Yo, what up?
What is up? Let's see.
Hey.
The levels sound good. There we go. Yeah. What is going on? Here we go. Oh, thanks Slater for the host. Josh, you ever meet the guys from Ether?
I may have. I'm not sure. I'm
Yeah.
like super horrible. I would recognize pretty much anyone if I saw him, but I'm bad with names.
Yeah, he's the drummer. He's a cool
Sick.
dude. He's
Hell
a
yeah.
cool guy. What do we got? 11 people in here so far? Nice. Turn myself up a little bit. That's Sean, Metalcore Nerd. You know that podcast I posted about before, Metalcore Nerds?
Yeah.
It's my friend Sean. He works with us at Continental.
Sick. Hell yeah.
It's
What
cool.
up?
It's a cool podcast. Tiny bit. I'm pretty far up right now. Let me move the mic closer to me. I need to get a better mic. Dude, I have one of those blue mics.
Oh yeah, the Blue Yeti.
Yeti, yeah, and the fucking input doesn't work.
Huh.
I've used it
This
used it once.
this thing is yeah, this thing is sick. It's like it's an SM7B, so it's like it's like the vocalist mic, you know.
Oh
But
yeah.
like the thing that sucks about it is that you have to can I swear on here?
Yeah, I don't care.
You have to
It's yeah.
you have to fucking turn it all the
Oh
way up.
really?
Yeah, so it's
What the
like
fuck,
it's
man?
kind of shot. I want to like maybe like get some of those Rode's been like doing a lot of sick podcasting and like
Yeah.
streaming stuff lately. I kind of want to snag some of their shit.
What is it called? Road?
Yeah, Rode microphones,
Oh, okay.
but they're like they make like,
Hey Joel.
all
Yeah.
kinds all kinds of yo, what up, Joel? They make all kinds of stuff.
Oh, they do. That's tight. I gotta look into that. 'Cause I have like this Insignia mic, which is it does the job though.
Hmm.
It's like a $40 to $50 mic or some shit. Let me just post
Nice.
on here real quick.
Yeah, fucking swear with a V. Yeah, I told Jason from Warforged that I'd wear my ferret shirt for this episode.
You have the best shirts.
So
I love that.
my mom's been like over the last couple years, she's been buying me like gag shirts and stuff. Like, you know those
Oh
shirts
man.
that say like I hear the voices and they tell me you're stupid. Like she's been like
Yeah.
getting me shirts like that, and like I never wear them, of course, but like I've decided I'm gonna start wearing them for like streams and stuff, just 'cause why not, you know?
You should. I need to get some funny shirts. I got those rosy shirts coming. I gotta
Dude,
send you one.
I'm excited about those.
Dude, I'm so stoked on them.
Yeah,
So,
they turned out sick.
yeah, Sean actually did the designs for him. Metalcore Nerds Sean. He's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, if you ever need anything, go to him.
She's like a minor celebrity, dude.
I
Like
know.
in metal community, man. Everybody knows her.
I've sold a few so far, like 5 or 6
That's
right now.
awesome.
I'm like, oh yeah. I know they're not gonna sell quick. They'll just sell over time.
Hell
But
yeah.
it'll be like when like my friends are in town. I'm like, all right, here's a shirt.
Yeah. Super sick.
Give you guys all a shirt, and then you guys can play a show with them on.
Dude, yeah, like Bucky shirts, all Bucky shirts one day,
When
and then the next
Conjuro
day
did that,
all rosy shirts. Yeah.
I think that was the first day I met Conjurer, or that
Dude,
was the second day I met them. And they
those
all,
guys are psychos, dude.
I
They just
know.
like they like when they came to the States, they were just like all in on America. They were like,
Yeah,
let's go shoot guns. And we were like, dude, like we were in Florida, they wanted to go shoot guns. When we were in Texas, they wanted to go shoot guns, but like,
they
you know,
not.
the
Yeah,
lines were too long, so
I
next
know.
time.
When Ingested, I had like I think it was like the second or third time Ingested came over. It was when I was living with the Seeker guys, Bryce, Andy, and them.
Yeah.
And we had Ingested fly in. They did like a Mexico run, and then they came back. They went on like a 2 month tour. It was that Devastation on the Nation tour with Aborted. But anyway, so when they came back from Mexico, they were at the house for like 2 days, and we went. They were like, "Yo, let's go shoot guns." So we did, and none of them have ever shot a gun before.
Hmm. Hmm.
Besides, I think Lynn, the drummer,
Yeah.
or Sean, the guitarist. I can't remember which one, but they're all like, and I haven't shot a gun in like fucking years since I was like a kid, and I've lived in Texas for 7 fucking years now. And we went, and they were just like really intimidated at first, which is I get it. Like walking into like, it was indoor range obviously, and walking into those rooms and everyone's like shooting guns and it's loud
Oh
as
yeah.
fuck.
It's insane. Yeah.
We walked into one room, and it was just one guy in there, and he was just shooting an AK. I think it was an AK. So it
Hell
was
yeah.
really fucking loud, and it was just like very, I don't know. And then their front of house guy, he never shot a gun before, and he's like, I'm not gonna do it. I'll come with you guys, but I'm not gonna shoot any. And probably like after a half an hour of being there, he's like, yo, let me try that.
Dude, yeah. I'm like I don't own guns. I'm not like
Nah,
a
me
gun
neither.
guy or anything like that, but shooting
Yeah,
guns is very fun. Like, and it's
it
funny,
is.
it's always funny when we're on tour with like, bands that aren't from the States, and like they're like especially like, especially bands from like Sweden and stuff.
Oh
Like we were
yeah.
on tour with that Orbit Culture band,
Oh
and like
yeah.
they
Love
were
that
just
band.
like so you can just like get a piece of paper and like carry a gun around with you, and we're like, yeah,
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been like lately I've been like considering like maybe I should get. I mean, I've lived in Texas for 7 years, but the funny thing is I don't even have my Texas license still. I still have my New
Oh,
York.
no shit.
I still have my New York license,
Damn,
and
that's sick.
I was gonna get it. I was gonna get it like in the spring, like change it over, and
Yeah.
then everything happened, so all the damn V's are closed. So it's like okay, well I gotta wait. But thankfully it doesn't expire until next year.
Yeah, for
But it's
sure.
like one of those things where it's like, even my dad was like, I think you should go get a gun. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I know how to shoot one and do all, handle a gun. But at the same time, I'm like, I really just don't really want one.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know a lot of people like since this whole thing has started who
Yeah.
I mean I'm not gonna say who they are, but
No,
like
you don't
they
have
were
to.
they were never gun people, like never in any interest in owning a gun, and now they've got a few.
Considered it. Oh, they got a few. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting time for sure.
It's just one of those things where it's, yeah, you don't know. It's like, dude, will I need it?
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I don't fucking know. I just really don't want one.
yeah, it's like then you have it, you know? It's like
Yeah.
another thing you have to,
Yeah, just another,
you know, just another thing.
but something like dangerous. And the last thing you want is, I don't know, someone breaking into your place and they steal it. And then it's like,
Yeah.
wow, someone has my gun. Like, oh, this is tight.
Yeah. With my registration and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. It's all linked to me now.
Yeah. Very
But
cool.
anyway, what's up, Jay? How you doing? Who's on here? Oh, Joel. You know Joel Hasty, right?
Yeah, of course.
From Bay Area. What is going on? Nice. So yeah, let's. I guess we could start off with how we first met. I think that
Okay.
was the funniest,
Oh
probably
boy.
the funniest first like meeting a band the first time.
Really? That was the funniest?
Well, one of probably the one the one I remember the most. I feel like because it was just so hilarious. I love Johnny. He's so
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
should I tell that? I mean, I'm not gonna tell the
Yeah.
whole story, but
No, you
like
don't have to tell the whole thing.
I'll tell some of it though. I mean, like I don't know, we were working with like our previous agent, and
Yeah.
we, I guess like we had found out through Ben that like you were like a fan of like Monarchy and stuff,
Hmm.
and that you were interested in working with us. And I think we were on tour. Well, we were definitely on
Yeah,
tour.
you're on tour.
And Ben told us that you were coming to the Fort Worth show,
Yeah.
and so I was like, yeah, let's hang out with Dan and like show him a good time, and like because like I don't know, I hate like meeting people and like, or I
Yeah.
don't hate when I meet people and they're like stiff as hell, but like it's kind of like nice to just meet someone for the first time and have it feel like you're just like hanging out. So I was like, yo,
Yeah.
let's all just hang, and yeah, I guess John, who was like probably like 21 years old at that point,
A young Johnny.
young Johnny met a not so young lady at the bar, and she followed him around all night, and we had a great time laughing
Oh
about it.
my God. Then he disappeared for a few minutes.
Just
And
a
then
few minutes.
just a few minutes. We got wrecked that night. That was a funny ass time.
Yeah, that was like a really wild time for me in my touring career, because like we were still at the point as a band where like like if like we were like playing pretty early on bills and stuff, so like
Yeah.
we'd play at like 6 o'clock and then just like
Yeah.
go drink beer, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I was those days I was definitely like pretty consistently getting
Getting
turned
hammered.
up.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
especially,
good.
yeah, when you play early, it's like, what else you do?
Oh,
Get off
dude, yeah.
stage, pack some things up, if
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
some equipment.
dude, like I mean, I remember the first time we went to Europe, like I mean, we toured in a van, like we weren't even
Oh,
on a nightliner with the other bands. We toured
oh,
in a
you're in a
Sprinter,
van.
and
Oh
like
shit.
yeah, so like I remember we played at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock every night, and like it's Europe, so there's just
Yeah.
like endless booze,
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah,
yeah,
especially
and
over there.
we would just do that all night, and then like we'd get back to the hotel at like 3 a.m., and then we'd have to wake up at 5 to drive to the show, and dude, it was just like miserable. Like
Fuck.
I can't go that hard anymore, straight up.
No, dude, I haven't even barely drank since I've been home. The most I drink is like some White Claws here and there, like
Yeah,
casually, like one or two, and I'm like, I'm good.
yeah, I've been drinking some like little like one or two IPAs in the
Yeah,
evenings, every now and then, just to like chill out. But yeah, nothing, dude, like going wild for me. Like I'm
yeah,
almost 30, and like it's starting to go
it
downhill with
hits,
like how I feel, so
dude. It like hurts now.
yeah.
It hurts to get drunk now. And the next day,
Yeah.
I'm just like, absolutely miserable, and I'm not the right. Like the next day, I'm just not there.
No,
If
not
you
at
if
all.
you try to hold a conversation with me, I'm just like a ghost. I'm like, what?
Yeah, oh, yeah, dude.
Can't
I
I
mean,
can't do
you
this
saw
right
me.
now.
You saw me on the one of the darkest days of my life. I mean, after that Lubbock show, and then we played at Come and Take It. That was like the night in Lubbock for me, the big night.
Oh,
And
Lubbock. When you went,
yeah,
I
and dude,
remember that story.
I was just a shell of a human after that show. And like we showed up there, and I think it was during South by Southwest,
Hmm.
and you were like standing there with like a drink in your hand, and you were just like, "Hey man, you want a drink?" And I was like,
I'm gonna go throw up now.
I'm gonna go throw up in the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah, very cool.
So
Kind of
what?
weird that there's no. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
no,
off.
you're fine. You're
Kind of
fine.
weird that there was no South by this
I
year. I guess it's
know.
extra weird for people in
Oh,
Texas.
yeah, there. That definitely hurt a lot of bars, a lot of venues down here. That was like a lot of income for a lot of people,
Yeah,
especially staff and stuff. So that for that to go away, it was like a big fucking deal.
it's fucking
Big deal.
crazy, man.
It's insane. Definitely insane what's going on right now.
Yeah,
So hopefully next year we'll be back to normal, or not not normal, but like the new normal. I mean, Europe's getting there.
I
It's not
guess. I mean,
bad. It's
except we're not allowed to go there. You know what
I
I mean?
know.
Because like we
That's the
blew
other
it so
thing.
hard in the States.
That's the other thing. Like most of my roster of bands are from Europe.
Yeah,
There's probably like I don't know. I would have to count, but bands from here probably 10, 15,
yeah,
maybe. You being one of them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
dude.
like
It's a weird thing,
it's
man.
like
I
all right.
Yeah, I try not to.
Try not
I
to
try
think
not
about it
to
more.
spiral downward too hard when I think about all that, but
Yeah, I don't.
it's rough.
Yeah, every so often, every day or every other day, I think about it, and I'm like, okay, I need to go distract myself. And if I'm
Yeah,
not like busy doing anything like label stuff or like unique leader, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play some Call of Duty, or
yeah.
I'm gonna play something, or watch something, or just distract myself from like the news
Oh yeah,
because I went down
yeah.
that rabbit hole hard the
Bad.
first like month and a half.
Oh, dude,
I
that
think we
was
all
like
did though.
yeah, awful. Every morning, just like waking up and looking at Apple News and like
Oh
it's
yeah,
just.
Twitter too, and I'm like, oh my god. At one point, I deleted my Twitter for like a few days, and
Oh
I'm like,
really?
yeah, I was like, I can't. I'm losing
Huh.
it. I'm losing it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
can't
like
do this.
deleted. I just deleted the apps off of my phone for a couple of days at one
Uh,
point.
I should have
But
just done
it's
that.
just like unavoidable, because
It
then you got
is.
parents and they want to talk to you about it, and it's just like,
Oh, dude, yeah,
But
that's the
anyway,
other thing. But anyway, so what have you been up to during everything right now?
oh man, just like I mean,
I need to.
like I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like interesting how this all happened because, Rivers had kind of planned on taking the rest of this year off outside of like that thing we had in Mexico, the Domination Fest.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we
That's
had
all we had. The band had pretty
Dude, that was
much.
it. Like we plan on doing that Thy Art tour and then coming home and doing like one or two fests and then
Mm-hmm.
being off for the rest of the year basically. So like in essence like our plans haven't really changed. So I've just been pretty much doing I guess like exactly what I thought I was going to be doing
Yeah. Right.
just with like added time because like I don't do anything else, like there's like nothing to do, I mean,
Yeah, I
besides
know.
going for a walk or like, doing yard work or whatever. Like there's nothing to do. So
Yeah.
I've just been like, working on um the record and I learned how to do all the streaming stuff, of course. Like I
Oh yeah, I
did
know.
I
That's
made a
great.
Twitch finally and
Yeah.
been doing that. So I learned that whole thing, which was a nightmare, especially with the way with my channel being very like production centric. Um, I had to like figure out all these like weird audio routing paths, and like it just like swallowed a week of my life figuring that out. So I've been doing that.
Damn.
Um, I've been playing a lot more piano
Oh really?
lately. I
I didn't
I
know you played
used
piano.
Yeah, yeah. Like that was my first instrument was piano when I was like 10 or whatever, and I just
Damn.
stopped playing it because when you're 14, piano is not cool. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
so like I like got a little sustainer pedal. I've been playing piano a bunch lately. I've been uh, exercising in my basement. Like
Oh yeah, I've been trying
yeah,
to
like
do home workouts too.
dude, it's
It's a
like
pain.
Yeah, it's tough because like the whole reason that I, had a gym membership was because I could never motivate myself to exercise at home. So
Yeah,
I would go to the gym to work out, and like now it's like even though my gym is open, like the gym is
yeah,
like one of the like sketchiest places you can go for, lots of breathing and sweat and like, just general germs. So I've been staying at home and exercising here. So yeah, I don't know, just like I'm basically just doing what I always do, I guess. I just have like a whole lot more time on my hands, and
yeah.
I mean,
Same.
I work as like a contractor for my dad, and so I've been working in like Baltimore and Washington D.C.
Oh
Every now
shit.
and again,
Are you
and
in? Was it contract work? You said?
yeah, just like phone lines and internet stuff.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well, that's not too
yeah,
bad.
no, it's not bad, but yeah,
Keep you busy.
yeah, so I've been doing that. That's not like an everyday thing though. And I've been, teaching lessons. I've mixed a few I got a couple of mixing projects coming up for some bands and mastering projects, but yeah, just really like generally,
Just
just kind of doing what I
what you can.
always do.
Yeah, well, you, pretty much what you always do, right? Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
like the only thing that's changed is like for me at least. I like stopped going out a lot, and then just I would only go out for like shows. You
Yeah.
know, any bands that I work with that were in town, I would go to their shows. And if there was like a show, I think the last show I went to was at Cult of Luna in Intronaut.
Cult of Luna, you said?
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
that was
that band.
that was an amazing. I never seen them before, and that was fucking amazing. And that was the last show I went to before everything shut down. And then, but yeah,
Yeah.
prior to it was just like nothing's really changed too much. I think the one main thing I do miss is like some of my friends, and I
Yeah.
haven't been able to like go to New York and stuff to see family, but nothing too much has changed. I've kind
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's
I think I just hate not going to the gym. Like the gym is open, but
yeah.
you have to wear a mask when you're there, and I'm like, I don't want to be. It's gonna make me sweat like 50 times more, and it's gonna be absolutely disgusting. I
Yeah.
don't think that's healthy.
No, it's man, like, dude, I feel bad for my sister because she's a psychologist. Well, she's like an eating disorder specialist, I
Oh
guess,
wow.
and like she like has to eat with her clients because like that's like
Oh
part of the whole like healing process for them is like eating food with their counselor, and like because they're
really?
eating they obviously can't wear masks, so like she's having to like sit at tables with people, without masks on. And I feel bad for her because she's just like, you know, that's like a high risk thing, you know what I
It
mean?
is
And
very.
she has literally no choice because that's just like what she does. Um, so, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's an
it is
interesting
interesting.
time.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, my girlfriend works at the children's hospital here. She's a trauma tech,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot.
yeah.
You said she worked at a hospital. What's that like? Like, what's her take on it?
I mean, it's pretty sketchy. There was a couple days where she came home extremely stressed out because they're reaching capacity. It's like
Yeah.
80 something capacity right now,
Hmm.
between 80 and 90 it is right now, and they're gonna start moving people around to go to like the adult hospital. So she may have to change from working at the children's hospital to the adult hospital, and
Wow.
and there was this one young patient at the children's hospital. I think he or she was like 9, and then she was watching them, or her or him, and then they got like they were being prepped to go into surgery, but
Hmm.
they need to test the patient for COVID. So they
Yeah.
did, and while my girlfriend's watching them, they come back with results, and that patient was tested positive. And
Jeez.
so that freaked her out, obviously, as it would anybody else.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so she's been off for like a week now. She goes back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow,
So
that's insane. Yeah,
it's a yeah.
I have family members that are my a couple of my cousins are actually like one of my cousins works in Denver in like the ER, and then one of
Shit.
my other cousins is he's like a pediatrician,
Oh wow.
also out in Denver, and I guess one of my cousins, like his partner that he works with all day at the hospital,
Yeah.
got COVID, And yeah, he was kind of sketched out for a little while, but he ended up not getting it amazingly. So
That's
yeah,
good.
dude,
Yeah.
wild
It is.
ass
It's hard.
shit.
Yeah. It's definitely wild for sure.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie, she's like, "What are you doing?" She never understands. Obviously, she'll never understand what the heck I'm doing. When I'm playing like Call of Duty, she is never in here, dude. It's
Yeah.
just like I'll just say, fuck real loud. If I died, and she's just like walks out. She's like, "Ah, shit."
Yeah, that's sick. My cat's like I try to keep him out of the studio room here because our one cat he likes to chew on cables.
Ah,
So like
shit.
I get I'll buy like a $60 studio instrument cable to like, use only for special occasions, and I leave it out for 2 seconds and it's got teeth marks all through it.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
so I got to keep him out of here and keep the door shut, but it like makes it 1,000 degrees in here in the summer. So
That sucks. Is there no AC in that room?
no, there is. It's just that
just-
our house is from like
it's all
1919. So it's like this room, of course, is the room that gets the least circulation in the summer, and in the winter it's freezing cold.
Oh yeah. It's that room
so-
of the house.
Yeah, it's that room. Luckily, though, in the winter, it's not so bad because like you're in here working and like the body heat and like stuff. It actually gets kind of cozy in the winter, but in the summer, it's just
winter
like
will be fine.
too much in the summer. Yeah.
Cats or spaghetti?
Oh, dude, I can't choose that. That's
Nick from that band, Nick, you met him. He's this guitarist in Dallas. That band Black Avium.
Black Avium.
Yeah, he's like, yo, ask Brody, cats or spaghetti.
Dude, that's like
like
that's
what?
like not even fair. I mean,
I'm
cats,
like, how are you gonna
yeah,
do this to him?
I guess cats, but I mean, like, I don't eat cats, so like, I eat spaghetti. I don't know. They're two different categories, but I guess I would have to go with cats because they're living creatures and spaghetti's not.
Exactly.
So
What the heck, Nick?
cats, I guess.
He also, and this was a funny one. Is this it? Here it is. He messaged me last night. Ask Brody tomorrow what substitute and favorite non-meat item he adds to his spaghetti.
What's my favorite meat substitute?
Yeah.
Probably the me and my girlfriend both really like the Gardein.
The Gardein, yeah, that's what we have too.
We like the Gardein grounds, and the Gardein, the meatballs are pretty good. I don't really
I like those.
I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I haven't had the Impossible ground.
I haven't either.
We eat their. They have like spicy Italian sausages that we eat sometimes. We'll put that in spaghetti sometime, which is
the Beyond Beef one, the sausages that they sell. I haven't had those yet. Heard they're good.
Yeah, they are good. They're really greasy though. Like if you cook them, if you like cook them, they cook down like like meat would. Like you get like this much grease because it cooks off. It's crazy.
Damn. Yeah, I've tried. Like I've cut down on eating meat a lot. Like I never eat red meat anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't in a while, and I've cut down on like chicken a lot. Mostly like what I was eating before, which was just a quick snack before this because I forgot to eat lunch because I was in the middle of playing Call of Duty. It was like the fake chicken buffalo nuggets. These like popcorn chicken ones. From,
dude, that sounds good.
Morningstar, I think, makes them all. They're fucking amazing.
Gardein started making these Nashville hot chicken tenders.
Get out of here, really?
Dude, they're actually pretty sick. Like I've been wanting to get a bag of them and cook them up, and then like get little mini rolls and put like pickles and like sauce on them so that we can make like Nashville hot chicken sandwiches. But we haven't gotten to do that yet, but soon.
My friend Benny, he asked, "What's your go-to food when you're on the road?"
I mean,
it's hard.
No, dude, it's not actually.
No.
If we're in the States, I mean, like, definitely Taco Bell because, like, I'm
easy.
Well, at one point there was 3 vegetarians in the band, but now I think I'm the only vegetarian. So we would always hit up Taco Bell because it could keep both camps happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess like in Europe, it's usually kebab, like falafel spots, basically.
Yeah, a lot of falafel.
Yeah, but dude, we were in Scotland and we even went to Taco Bell in Scotland. So I mean, it was we were all the way
Really?
over.
You went to
Yeah, like
Taco Bell in Scotland?
dude. So like we played in Glasgow
Yeah.
in Scotland for the first time on that last tour. And after our set, me and Jared walked like a mile to Taco Bell because it's the only Taco Bell like in the
In
country
there?
or something like that. So like
Wow.
we were like we gotta go, man.
We gotta go there.
Yeah. Different menu though. They were like, we were like, I was like, I'll have
Oh
a crunch
yeah.
wrap, and they were like, what are you talking about, and what the hell accent do you have? That's what they literally what they said to us.
Really?
Yeah, it was sick.
Who are you? Where are you from? And what is that?
Where's that accent from? And also, we don't have that.
They don't have crunch wraps?
I can't remember if it was a crunch wrap or like a quesarito or a cheesy
Mm,
gordita crunch, but they didn't have something that I would normally get,
yeah.
and like they were just kind of blown away by our accents, I guess.
That's so fucking funny.
Very sick.
I've yet to go over there. So the one time I went over to Europe, I don't know if I've ever told you this. Well, back in like 2009, I did a 2.5 week tour with Life Runner. I played guitar for them.
Oh, really?
So like yeah, I booked them a few tours back then. I wasn't never their agent. I just booked them some tours. It was the same with like Dr. Acula back then too. I just booked them tours.
Uh,
So I booked a Life Runner tour, and then like the whole band quit. And I got like my friends to replace the members, including me. And then we still went on this tour in the States for like 2 weeks. And it was the
damn.
funniest thing ever. And then right after we were going to Europe with Lygia. And
Yeah.
oh, thanks Joel and Slater for the gifted subs. Look at that. You guys are nice.
Sick.
Jason said, "Damn, that fair shirt is sick."
Yeah, that's Jason. That's Jason from Warforged. He's the one I told
Oh,
to
it's
wear the shirt.
Jason. Oh
Yeah.
shit, what's up, dude? Fuck yeah. Jason plays drums. Okay, makes sense. Nice username.
Hell yeah.
So, so we're going over to Europe to play. We were going to tour Light. Remember Lygia? Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember.
for sure.
So I never knew how things worked then, like with the visas. Like we were flying into the UK and we needed visas, and the manager at the time for Life Runner, he was like, no, just go over there and just say when you go to passport control, just tell them you're just there on vacation. All four of you guys split up, right? And just say you're on vacation. So two of the guys were my friends, Brendan and Matt. They're brothers. They look like brothers. Like literally, they could be maybe twins.
Yeah.
And then it's me, and then it's this other singer, Aaron, that was going to do the tour. So we get 8 hour flight or 9 hour flight, and we get off. It's like 7 a.m. in the morning over there, and
Ugh.
then we're shot. But anyway, so we get off the plane. We're going up the escalator, and it just clicked in my brain. I got to remind the guys like, hey, we're not together. Obviously, Brendan and Matt, you guys are, but me and Aaron, we don't know. We all just don't know each other besides Brendan and Matt.
Yeah.
So we get to passport control, and I'm just telling the lady like, what there for vacation, seeing some friends. She's kind of suspicious at first, and then she starts asking me like how much money I have on me and all that. And then I hear Aaron being like, "Yo, Dan, hey Dan," he's at the podium like next to me. He's like, "Dan," and I'm like, I'm not looking, obviously, right? And then he's like, "Dude, DeFonce, Dan," and I'm like, I looked over, I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking kidding me?" Literally, those are I'll never forget it. And I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then he was like, oh shit, and they were like, come with us. I'm like,
Oh my
fucking
God.
god. So we all went in, like, of course Brendan and Matt were like, yeah, we're with them.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And we go into get interrogated, and it's all four of us, one by one, getting interrogated. And we all told the truth. We're like, we didn't know. This is what we were told. Like, this is what we were told to do. If we need, I told him straight up, like, hey, I could buy us a visa. Like, how much is it? And the guy was straight up like, it's $270. I'm like, that's it? I would have
Yeah.
paid for that. Like, I was young then. I didn't have that much money at all. But
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
all it was, we all could have split that easily. And
Yeah.
I was so pissed. And he's like, it's too late because we already
Fuck,
got your
dude.
fingerprint. We're not getting banned from the country. They're just sending us back home.
Damn,
But
that's terrible.
But we sat there 10 hours. No food, like
Uh,
stupid. The sandwiches you get out of like a vending machine, shit sandwiches, and just nothing, and sitting on plastic chairs for 10 hours until we hopped on the next flight home.
where did you fly into? Like, what country did you
I
land
think it
in?
was Heathrow Airport.
Okay, where is that? I don't know where
Where
that
is
is.
Heathrow? Is that in
I
the?
know that.
It has to be the UK because Oh, there it is.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's the United Kingdom. There it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
Heathrow Airport. Not big ass fucking airport. Yeah,
that's
UK.
horrible.
So, because then after we got back, that's when I found out like, yo, if you guys like flew into Europe, you would have been fine.
Yeah.
But
Damn.
flying into
Wow.
the UK, you need the visas or something.
Dude, that's
I was
man,
like, oh
that's
my
really
god.
awful because like dude, like I can't sleep on planes. So like
Me neither. It's horrible.
you know, like
Bad with
every
that.
time we land, I'm always just like miserable and like I try to stay up all day when we land until we like get
Just
to,
tough it out.
bedtime. Dude,
Yeah.
and like I can't imagine doing that and then like having to get interrogated and then having to fly home. I would
Yeah.
like
It was
no.
literally interrogated and then sat for like 8, 9 hours afterwards. Then
Dude,
fly home on another 8 to 9 hour flight.
that's horrible, man.
It was
Dude,
so terrible.
the worst I ever felt after a flight was when last spring we went to Australia and
Yeah, I remember that.
we had to fly. We also played in New Zealand and the flight home, dude. Okay, so we flew from New Zealand to Hong Kong, which was like
How
I
the
don't know,
fuck?
that was probably like 6 hours or something.
Okay.
And then from Hong Kong to New York was like 17 hours or some shit. And like,
Was there
dude,
a layover? Did you have a layover? You had to,
well,
right?
our layover was in Hong Kong. I mean, it
Oh,
was just so like we flew from Hong Kong directly to New
New
York,
York.
and then from
Yeah.
New York we just drove home back to PA. But dude, like I didn't sleep that whole time.
Oh my God.
I just stared at the screen like 2 inches from my face,
On the
watching like
plane.
300 movies. Like I watched like every Iron Man twice. Dude, it was horrible, man.
Twice.
Yeah, it was
How the
terrible.
fuck do you do that?
I
That's
don't
terrible.
know. Yeah, it was awful, but
I've always, Joel, take drugs to sleep on planes. Just kidding.
I
Just ask for a free drink before you take off.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, I could take melatonin, but that shit wears off so quick. It
yeah, I mean,
doesn't.
I can't, dude. I can't like.
I can't get comfortable.
No, I can't get comfortable. And dude, if I drink like on a plane, dude, I just get like a ripping headache like an hour and a half
Yeah,
later because like of the altitude or whatever.
yeah.
So I usually just like, if like anybody has like any. Or wait, I can't. Never mind. Can't talk about that. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
melatonin.
melatonin. Then I'll take the
It's
melatonin. But yeah,
Joel, melatonin. You know what? That's not a drug.
yeah, melatonin's not a drug. It's a
Buy that
natural
CVS.
sleep remedy for sure.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, that was my experience with Europe. I was wanting to go this year. That was like the plan. I was gonna go over and like go with like Ingested to like a few festivals they were gonna play this summer,
Yeah.
and that was like the plan. And I was like, fuck, maybe one day. Finally,
Dude, yeah.
33. I've been booking tours for like 14 years, and I've still have yet to go there.
Yeah, dude, you should come over if we
I want to
ever
go with you guys.
play
That'd
over
be
there.
fun.
Yeah, I've tried
That
to
would
get
be
Ben to come over. Weren't you and Ben gonna like
go to
fly to like
Mexico.
London one time or Mex? I
No,
don't remember.
we were gonna do. Yeah, we were gonna do Domination Fest. We were
Yeah,
very, very close to buying our tickets. Like we were talking, we were texting about it, and I was kind of like, he's like, are you still gonna go?" And I'm like, "I think so. Like, give me a few days." And then, yeah, everything hit the fan. And then that was it.
dude,
And
I'm
it was,
like the thing that I'm curious about is that because I've seen like a few bands, like announce. It seems like most bands are like announcing like European tours
yeah, yeah, I know.
for like next year and like um I'm just wondering like how would that work like I mean if you
How are
buy
we
your
gonna get
plane
there though?
what's that?
If they're gonna ban us, how are like?
Well, there's that and then it's just like
Oh
I
well,
mean
yeah, that too. Yeah,
the like do you buy flight insurance? I don't know how that
yeah.
works
Do you
like
buy
'cause it
yeah, flight insurance?
I don't know. I just like I would be like really
Hesitant.
concerned about that, I guess, like just like buying tickets and then having to return them if it doesn't happen. Because, dude, I mean, I guess I don't. I mean, nobody knows what's gonna happen, but like, dude, I
Yeah,
just like I don't really see this getting better until there's a vaccine in place,
for
like straight
sure.
up.
Just
Like
something. Yeah.
Americans are, like no matter what the news says, no matter what they try to do, America's gonna continue to just like act however we want, and like our numbers are just gonna stay like pretty damn high compared to the rest of the world because like
Yeah.
you know, like that. I mean, that's just how we are as a society. Like, you know, we'll figure it out later, you know.
Yeah, just let it
So like,
go. Go back to normal, and it'll die down.
yeah.
Literally.
So I don't
I'm
know. I'm
like,
just like, yeah.
I
I'm
know. I'm like, I even told I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want people to get like come at me like, yo, why'd you say that? Band
yeah,
may
for
not come
sure.
over. But I was just like, I told their managers who were like really good friends of mine, I'm like, just don't buy the tickets yet.
No.
Don't do it. It's like for like an October Europe tour, November, and I'm like, just don't do it yet.
Oh
You know,
shit. That's wow.
unless you're gonna get the insurance. Like me and
Yeah.
my girlfriend bought tickets to go to New York. She's from Connecticut, so we were gonna fly into Connecticut, also drive down to New York, see my family and stuff. But we were gonna go. It was like August 11th to the 18th.
Yeah.
But we bought them before a certain, I think it was before the end of May. And if you bought them before the end of May from Delta, you can reschedule your flights if
Hmm.
you're not able to fly.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
luckily we got
It's
that.
yeah.
But I think that's definitely, I don't know if that's like if you buy tickets to go out of the country, if these airlines are gonna, you know,
Well, dude, not
make it
only
something
that,
like
but it's
that.
like, dude, it's like you have to buy plane tickets, you have to buy you know, your merch, you have to like
Oh, there's so much prepping
make
for a
deposits
band.
on like transportation, you know, if you're headlining, you have to have like, you know, backline sorted out, you have to
Oh
have
man,
lights
there's
sorted out.
transportation.
Dude, like I just
There's so
like
much going.
yeah,
There,
I don't
there's a
know.
lot.
I hope for the best, but you know, be ready for the worst at this point. It's
Exactly.
kind of what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, because I was gonna do a couple short runs, which were still like we may like have the bands do like some shows, depending in the Northeast, but at the same time, like there's venues like St. Vitus that doesn't know when they're opening yet, which
Yeah.
I think they may know now, but David a few weeks ago was like maybe like 3 4 weeks ago told me like I'm not even sure yet. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I'm wondering like because I have like I have a couple of friends that kind of work in the like I
hmm.
don't really know like what like you would classify it as, but like they work in like the like big touring world, like
Oh yeah,
big
big
tour
tours.
packages,
Yeah.
and like they like told me that they think that bands that are like say like you know around Rivers size are like actually gonna come out of this like better
Way better.
because like we're like with the venue caps and stuff like that like you
Hmm.
know for a band that normally
It's a
plays to
smaller
20
band. Yeah.
20,000 people, you know what I mean, and they're gonna have you know so
Like,
apparently
yeah.
you know they said that but I don't know I'm like dude I'm so bad at like that kind of stuff though that's why I always ask other people what they think
Well,
because
yeah.
I don't understand how like venue stuff works and capacities and this percentage and that like I'm just not a numbers guy with that kind of thing so I always kind of poke people's brains and like
See
see
what
what
they
they think
think.
about stuff and it was an interesting take, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like Texas Open and like we all know Anthony from Come and Take It Live. Like he's a good friend of mine, and they open. He started going to town and booking shows, mostly
Yeah.
local shows.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no tours, so he started booking shows. Venues in Dallas, Houston, everything, and everything got shut down again. And
Yeah.
they only opened up at like 25% capacity,
Yeah.
and I think it went up to 50, and then they had to shut down again. So it's like that all could
Jeez.
happen again, which it will happen again. They're going to open up at limited capacity, and then, but we'll see how far it goes or how long it lasts because there's still no sort of vaccine or treatment. So
Dude, yeah, I don't
that's the scary thing. So it's like I have bands like, oh, maybe we should try to book this run like a week, and I'm like, well, these spots don't have their venues aren't open yet. I don't know when they're going to open. It's like it's so hard to tell.
yeah, dude, I'm
It's like
just
one of
like
those
hope
things.
I'm hoping that like whenever touring does start back up, like dudes in bands will
Mm,
like try to like actively be more mindful of their behavior because like
that
dude,
too.
dude, like stuff like
Hmm.
hanging out at the merch table and drinking beers with people and high-fiving and hugging and like
Oh yeah,
sharing
sharing
cigarettes and
cigarettes.
stuff, dude, it's like dude, you
Yeah,
like that's off the table because it's like dude if I mean most bands you know one dude gets sick on tour everybody gets
everybody.
sick and it's like but it's like now it's like the sickness is like
They're
very bad, very
bad.
bad. So it's like, dude, I don't
Yep.
know. I'm like interested to see how the whole scene shifts,
Shifts, yeah.
around this. But I don't want to like make this about COVID, because
we
every
don't have to.
podcast
I
ever
know.
is talking about this right now.
I know. I'm trying to like even told you. I'm like, yeah, let's try not to go towards that,
I
but it's
know.
all right.
Sorry.
So are you? You told me that you're done with the new record, on pretty much, huh?
Uh, yeah. I
Just gonna
mean,
tweak things,
yeah. I mean, we're
and then obviously
Sorry,
we're
I'm
going.
just looking to make sure that I'm still hosting this on my
Ah, it's all good.
my thing.
Who else is in
Oh,
here? It's still up on the page.
um, yeah. I would say that the record is like musically like pretty close to being done.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess Biggs is just gonna do his
Do
thing
his thing.
with lyrics and everything like that. So and then everybody else will come in and add their touches. But yeah, dude,
That's cool.
I don't know. I've been having some pretty solid time on my own here, and have had a lot of time to like really dive pretty deep on this one. So I'm pretty hyped about it,
That's
and
sick.
I guess we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, because that's not gonna. What do you think? The record? Yeah, it has to drop next year.
Oh,
I mean, that
next
was
year.
always the plan. The plan was next year,
Yeah, I think like whatever it
but
was originally was like we pushed it by like a couple months, but like it's
yeah.
still it'll be next year sometime. Don't want to blow up our spot, but like yeah, like it'll hopefully be out sometime next year for
Sometime next
sure.
year, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been cool though. Just sitting in this room like literally every
Mostly
day.
all the time.
Yeah, just
Same with this. I'm in this room all the fucking time. It's either I've been like streaming a lot, like here, like a few days a week, and I've been trying to like I want to like it's been fun. Honestly, I met a lot of cool people through Twitch. So I
yeah,
was like telling you like you should definitely start like a Discord server. Is that
yeah.
what
Oh yeah.
you'd have fun with that, and like it helps build more community and get closer to the people that like view your streams as well.
Yeah,
It's
I've
it's
I've
rad.
noticed I've noticed that the Twitch community seems to be a lot more helpful. Like whenever I'm on a stream and like if I have a technical issue, people will just be like, "Oh, yo, do this," or "Oh, yo,
Oh
try
yeah,
this." Instead of just being like, "You're so stupid. Why do you suck at this so bad?"
you should
Like
know how to do
yeah,
this.
like most of the rest of the internet. But dude, yeah, like the Twitch community's been like pretty generous,
I think it's
so far with me.
yeah. A lot of people have been joining it. Like the guitarist from Animals as leaders. Not what's the other guy's name? I can't remember.
Javier,
Javier. Yes,
yeah,
he just started using it. Like I was on
sick.
Tim from Fit for an Autopsy stream one day. It was like a couple weeks ago. He does this thing called Music Mondays, and just plays like new bands music that have come out. And
Yeah,
Javier like jumped in the stream and it was like, hey, I just started streaming, and like we were all like talking to him. Like Tim was giving him pointers and shit on how to grow it and this and that. And so there's been like I've been noticing a lot more people have been joining Twitch, which is cool. So
yeah,
I never really like before everything happened. I just so busy with booking tours that I
yeah.
just had no time for this to really look into it more. And I have one for a unique leader, which I need to get more bands active on it, but it happens. But anyway, I never looked really into it until we had this downtime, and then I started really diving into it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
make one. I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm not just gonna stream games that I'm playing because I think it'll just get old for me. That's why
Yeah.
I thought of this idea of like I'm gonna bring like friends on the show, on the stream. I mean, and like just chat and bullshit, and just have a good time and just change it up and not just stream games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was my thing is that like I'm not really I mean I do play video games,
hmm
but I wouldn't say that I'm like, sick enough at video games or like
yeah,
funny enough with my commentary to like stream video games. Like I have considered like, you know, streaming like me and my girlfriend like playing Mario Kart because we get like pretty
intense.
pissed.
Yeah, you should.
So like I've thought about like doing that, but like generally like I
Here
don't
and
know,
there,
like
maybe.
I wanted to do like more of like a nerd centric
Mm.
sort of thing with like studio production and like guitar and writing and whatever. Just basically doing what I'm doing all the time anyway, but just
Just
broadcast it to
broadcast it.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a good idea. Benny asked, Brody, who in the tech death scene would you love to tour with?
I don't know if they count as a tech
We'll just say like a
death band.
metal band.
Pro
death metal
pro
band?
probably probably Ulcerate. Um,
Yeah,
that band,
man.
they're from New Zealand, and from what I hear, they
Hmm,
they keep a pretty tight schedule. So I
they
don't
do.
know. Yeah, I don't know how likely it would be to ever get them to like come to the States or Europe. But man, if there's, yeah, I've talked about that band for a long time. You
Yep.
know, because like I got into them probably right around the time that I got into Hate Eternal. Well, I guess I got into Hate Eternal first, but they've always kind of reminded me of each other.
Yeah, they're similar for sure.
Yeah, like I guess like Ulcerate's more just like Hate Eternal, but like on more drugs. That's like how I kind of like consider their sound.
Especially
Um,
the new record.
yeah. Oh, dude, the new record
Yeah,
is fantastic. It's like,
I love it.
super melodic and just like
Then it gets
r-
chaotic.
oh,
It's
completely
like
unique. Like
insane, dude.
I've never heard a band like that. So them,
Yeah,
I want to tour with Warforged. I mean, I know
I
Jason's
know.
probably watching, but I want to tour with Warforged real bad because they're
They're incredible.
we've been friends with those guys since probably like 2011. Like
Oh
Adrian, their
shit,
singer
I
and
didn't know that.
keyboardist took some of our first promos ever, and
Wow.
they were like our, first like real friends outside of our hometown. They were like the Chicago dudes, and
Yeah.
we just like
Damn.
became really close friends with them. Me and Jason, like we talk,
I love
all the
Jason.
time,
They're all
and
good guys. They're all
dude,
sweethearts.
they're the
It's
best. They're like,
unbelievable.
there's like no other band besides like, maybe like Revocation that like resonate with our humor, collectively
Yeah.
as a band the way that Warforged does. So I absolutely want to get those guys out with us.
Yes. Yeah. Jason said, "Hell yeah, let's go." That was the plan. I mean,
I
it'll
know.
happen for sure, though. Their new
Yeah.
when you showed me their new record at first, like I even told you, I was like, "Okay, yeah, this is cool." It just like takes a second to really like settle. Like you give it more listens, and then
Mhm.
you start, getting used to it, adjusted to it, and then it just like clicked one day. I was like, "Holy fuck, this is the best record."
Yeah, it's a dark
How
record. It's like one of
very
those
dark
records that I have to be like in the correct mood to listen
for
to, or else
sure.
it sends me down the chute pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, the Warforged
It's
and Ulcerate, I would
Oh
say.
yeah, definitely. Oh, Andrew from Fallujah's here. Hey, Brody,
Hope.
miss you, dude.
Yo, what up,
I
Andrew? Good to
love
see you,
Andrew.
man.
He
Hope
streams
you're doing
too.
well. Yeah, I know he's been
Yeah,
killing it. He's
yeah,
been doing like
man.
psycho drum covers too. Like
I know.
all the drum videos
Such
that
a
he's
good
been doing
drummer.
lately are just insane. Like the video game covers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Super
dude.
sick.
Andrew, you should do more live. You got to do some Twitch streams with playing drums. You ever see Mike Caputo's? You know Mike Caputo? I don't
Oh,
know if
from
he
Rings of
rings.
Saturn. Yeah,
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 yeah, I love him. I was on his stream yesterday, and
yeah,
I donated like $10 because he's trying to get his pedals back from Europe because
yeah. Oh, whoa.
they were left there. I forget the story, but anyway, I was like, I throw him $10, and
Yeah,
he's like, "Yo, Dan, what song do you want me to play? What
yeah.
song do you want me to play on drums?" He's like, "I'll bump it up in the queue." And I was like, the first song that comes to mind was Creed with Arms Wide Open. I'm like, I want you to play Creed with Arms Wide Open. And he did it.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
like, or we do
that's
Trapped. He's like, nah, I want to do Creed. I'm like, all right, cool, do Creed.
yeah, that's awesome, dude. You know what, that I don't know
He's
why
funny, man.
this just popped into my head. Speaking of like drummers, and speaking of Creed,
Yeah.
I've been like kind of like on Jared's case about like
Oh,
getting
man, yeah.
involved with like production and stuff because Jared's like kind of
Dude.
slowly learning about music production, but like I think it
Yeah.
would be hilarious if Jared made
Oh,
a
my
Twitch
God.
stream where he just does karaoke. Um,
Please, if anyone. Oh, my God. It's such a
dude,
genius idea. I
he is
can't.
the sickest person that I've ever seen in my life at karaoke. Like he
He's such
does
a great voice,
Lane
too.
Lane Staley perfectly.
Does he really?
He
I
does Creed
love Lane
perfectly.
Stanley.
Yeah, dude, Jared's
Fuck.
like tier
Man.
one karaoke guy. I'd love it if he did that on his channel.
Dude, he needs to. Has he created a Twitch? Does he have one? Did he
Nah,
not?
dude, he's
I
just
know his
like
like, yeah.
I think Jared's like very fascinated by all this stuff, but I think he's just like scared to jump into it. And like I was too, and like but
Yeah,
really
I was too. I was like,
you just got to throw
you
yourself
just got to
in,
do it.
Yeah,
I just
for
got
sure.
everything like together, like the right things to stream with. I even like
Yeah,
I had my iMac and that thing it was a good computer, but like streaming on it was just like shot. And
yeah.
one of my friends, Taylor, he like helped me a lot with getting my stream going and all this stuff. And a lot of pointers. He's a very smart dude. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, go buy this PC. It's a it's built. You don't have to build it yourself. It's this company called SkyTech Gaming. Just go buy that when you can. And I'm like, one day I was just like looking at him, and I'm like, this one should I get? He's like, that's a good one. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I
Yeah.
just did it, and then I sold
Yeah.
my iMac a few days later, which paid for almost all of the PC,
Of
majority of
course.
it. Like and then from there it's been great. I haven't had a PC in 10 years.
Dude, they're
Fuck,
like
man.
I do like the sleekness and like the like just the real sleek nature of like Macs,
Mac,
but
me
like
too.
dude, like
Me too.
I've always done all of my production work on PCs, and like dude, like ironically within the last year I got this insane like production PC that I had
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you know who Keith Merrow is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
I
he
never
like
met him before, but I know who you're talking about.
yeah, so like
He's an amazing guitarist.
basically like me and him were I was like gonna build my own PC, and I don't know a lot about building PCs, but I was gonna figure it out on my own. But I was asking
Mm-hmm.
him about it because I know he's like really good at it, and he was just like, dude, like why don't you just let me build you one? You can just I'll just send it to you. And he like built me this like
What?
crazy PC,
Man, that's
and like
amazing.
yeah, so like he really hooked it up, and now I have this, great production PC, but then it's also turns out that it's great for streaming because I have
Oh
like,
yeah, it is,
you know,
dude.
two monitors, and like the only thing that I had to do to like get up and running for streaming was I had to like up my internet speed and
Yeah,
get like
I did
a
too.
direct connection Ethernet cable,
Ethernet,
but
same.
dude, I like ran it through my like air conditioning vent all sketch like, and like it's like,
Through
dude,
your air conditioning vents?
dude, there's my
No
Ethernet cable.
way.
Yeah, because my router is down on the first floor, right?
Oh
And like
shit.
Comcast isn't sending anyone out right now to home visits
Yeah,
because
so
of
you can't do
COVID.
it. Yeah.
So me being the idiot that I am, I like
Yeah.
was like, well, maybe I can just put it down the vent, and like so that's exactly what I did, and it's been great, dude. My
Oh
internet
man,
is like
that's
1,000 megabits per second
oh dude, it's
download and
insane.
like 200 upload. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great,
once
man.
you plug direct in, it's game on.
Yeah,
Let's
very
see.
sick.
Andrews asked, what he said, wanted to ask Brody what your audio production setup is like and what is within your build, your PC build. So
Okay.
let's see
So
if you
let me
got.
actually. I'm like I said, I'm not really like a
Yeah, I'm
like
not.
big PC guy, but I have my specs written down.
Oh,
So,
good.
for my CPU, it's an i7 at
Okay.
9700K. My motherboard's a gigabyte. Designaire Z390 Thunderbolt. I have
Hmm.
64 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Two 1 terabyte solid state drives, 650-watt gold power supply.
Ooh.
My CPU cooler is a Deepcool Castle AIO, and I've got an NZXT case. Um, so yeah,
Damn.
it's like it doesn't have a graphics card. Like I'm just using like the onboard one. But like
Okay. Yeah.
if I ever decide that I want to like game on this computer or anything like that, all I would have to do is pop a graphics card into it, and
That's
like
all.
I'd have a
Yeah.
a
Because there's the slot
monster.
for it. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah, yeah, it's great, and the Thunderbolt is is great because like I can run like it's Thunderbolt 3 is like the fastest connection right now,
Yeah.
and I
Yep.
can run all my stuff through Universal Audio interface that I have, and it's like
Oh
instant. So
shit.
very cool setup
And
for
no,
sure.
that setup. I mean, like these PCs will last us for years, dude.
And you can upgrade them as you go.
Yeah.
Like as they get outdated, you can swap the parts out, unlike
Yeah.
on like a Mac. So it's
Exactly. I
but
think
yeah, it's great.
I think the only thing I'm gonna upgrade on mine is my RAM. I only have 8 gigs
Yep.
of RAM. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull it up to 32 eventually.
Yeah, I mean
You know.
64 is total overkill, but like I'm
Yeah,
glad
that's so much. But you
yeah, I'm
need. I
glad
feel like you
glad
need
I
it
have it.
though.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
good for you
I've
for
been
what you're
doing like
doing.
a lot with like orchestral, like huge orchestral like libraries that like
Yeah.
just suck your system resources. So like I'm glad I have the 64, but it's totally just like, yeah, I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, like it's
Yeah, I don't think I
totally
know
just
anyone that has that.
it's very dumb
Everyone
for
that I
sure.
know that like games on their PC mostly has like either 16 or 32.
You don't need it. It's just
Yeah.
it was totally like Keith being like, "But do you want it?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Dude. So he like you just paid for it
Mhm.
for all the stuff and he built it at his house and then
Yep,
he
yeah,
just mailed it to you.
Yeah, dude, he just like
Wow.
he would because I was at Micro Center, which is like I don't know if you guys have those in Texas, but they're like PC like computer nerd
Yeah.
stores basically, and
Sounds like
like
it. Yeah.
I sent Keith all these shot links, and I was just like, what about this? And like he was like, dude, he's like, why don't you just tell me what you want, like what
Yeah.
kind of like what you're gonna be using it for, and I'll spec you the sickest possible PC for your budget. And he did it for me,
Wow. In
paid him, he
budget?
sent it. What's that?
In budget, like what your budget was, he made it happen?
Yeah, dude, I think my
Wow.
budget was like $1,700, and
Yeah, that's
I was just like, give me the sickest rig you can for this
on
much money. He was
17.
like, done, and
Wow.
yeah, so it's a great system though. It like fires up in like less than a second, and like it's never like runs any hotter than like 29 degrees
Fuck.
Celsius.
Yeah, that's
Um,
perfect.
so it's definitely a sick setup I have here. The only thing I'd like to get is
Mhm.
maybe a like a 4K. I know is it Logitech that makes the Brio camera? It's like a
I think,
4K camera.
yeah, I think I feel like I've seen it.
Yeah, I'd like
Just
to
want a
get
better
one of those
camera.
because I don't want to get a capture card because I don't have a real camera. So like I think
Yeah,
webcams for what I do is just easier.
yeah, it is.
But anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty stoked with my setup right now. I just think I need to get a second camera, for my main angle, and then use this camera for like on my hand for guitar and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a
Yeah.
good idea for sure.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, I wanna. I'm gonna. You know, what, I should. I'm gonna hit up. I'm gonna hit up Jarrett later, and I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, man." So I'm just gonna be like, I've been watching, Caputo do this, and like a few others. Dude, he would be. I could see Jarrett taking off with it. Cause he's so. I love Jarrett so much,
Yeah.
and he makes me laugh so fucking much that if he were to do like a stream like that, it would just be amazing. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah, dude, Jared is like he's like one of the most like he's just like one of the most caring people in the sense like he just wants everybody around him to like be
Be
happy and have
happy.
a good
Yep.
time. Like, dude, I want him to get on so bad, and like he hears it from me all the time because like
Does it? Yeah.
I'm like the only well besides John, I'm like the only guy in the band that has
Yeah, I know.
any clue how to do any of this like software production stuff. Like
Yeah.
Biggs like might know how to record himself a little bit, but like other than that, but I'm always like bugging those dudes. I'm like, yo,
Get
you need to
involved.
like get on this, dude, especially now. And like I
Yeah.
wish Jared would just like start doing some karaoke or drum stuff or whatever, because
Or
I think
whatever.
he
He could do what you're doing too. I mean, he could
Mhm.
do. I mean, he could do fucking lessons.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean, he could do anything.
he's I think he's like way funnier, like universally funnier
Yeah,
than me. Like I think I have like a pretty niche style of humor, but
you
I think
do.
Jared's humor is more universal, and I think he would do a lot better on Twitch as a comedian than I do.
Yeah, he could have like comedian nights. I'd
Yeah,
watch it.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So, was there any like obstacles the band Rivers like encountered early on? Like when you guys got signed, was there anything like that you
Um, I,
struggled at,
I
or was
mean,
it just
dude,
a
like,
typical young band trying to get
dude,
bigger tours?
yeah, I mean, I guess it was just like, you
So I wasn't there
know,
for that. I
no,
was
you
kind.
weren't.
I was like the mid. I was in the middle, going
You
on
were
maybe
kind of like on the second
wave, I guess.
wave because like the original dudes, John Coons, who's now
Yeah.
he's like the founding member of that band Outer Heaven.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
that band.
yeah, he's like he was actually the dude that started Rivers,
Oh, okay. I didn't
and
know he
so
started Rivers.
yeah, like him and Ron and Jake actually all started the band, and then me and Biggs came in
Oh, shit. Okay.
like after they played one show, we were just like let's just all be in this band together.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but I guess like the hardest thing was just like coming to terms with like the reality of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess you grow up watching DVDs or whatever like of Philadelphia or
Mm-hmm.
all these sick ass concerts where it's just like circle pits and like insanity and just like lines at the merch table like high fiving like fuck yeah brother and like
Yeah, yeah.
that when you first start touring, man, that is not what it's like.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And I think depending on the band of course, but obviously with us it was just like you know it was we started from the ground, right?
Oh,
and
for
um
sure, yeah.
and and like I think the hardest part was just some dudes coming to terms with the fact that like touring is
It's
shitty a lot of the
tough.
times and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I think that like Ron, our original drummer, I still one of my best friends. Like
Oh,
he's
that's
like
great.
he's like a big like union guy now. He does like electrical work. He makes like
Oh, he does electrical. Yeah,
so
my
he
friend
makes
Matt does that stuff.
tons of
Yeah.
money. And like I actually worked for him on a job recently, and he's doing
Oh,
great. But like he's definitely a guy that like was not cut out for just being gone all the
yeah,
time. And like I
yeah.
kind of like I don't know if the same thing goes for John, but like I definitely get the sense that like being gone for 6 weeks at a time is like not something that especially when you're making no money,
Yeah.
that most people want to do. So I think the hardest part for us was the guys, all of us just kind of coming to terms with like what it is that this is. You
This
know what I
is.
mean? It's
'Cause it
hard.
takes a lot of work. It does. It's like,
Yeah.
because I mean, things really started taking off with Where Owls Know My Name. That's when, which
Yeah.
surprised all of us. I loved and I was like really impressed by the record because I loved Monarchy, and then this record, I was like, wow, they just got a
Yeah.
lot better, even better. This is crazy. And then when I think it really clicked when we all realized that it was at the Canadian tour,
Yep.
and we
Yeah.
were
That
like,
was.
whoa.
Yeah, because like we were on the tour that we did when the album came out. Like we were on tour when the record came out, and we were on
Yeah,
tour with Thy Art and Dying Fetus
that's right.
and Enterprise Earth
Even then, yeah,
and
even that tour.
Sanction.
Yeah.
Um, but those are bigger shows because it was Thy Art and Fetus. So like we didn't really think that like we were necessarily bringing anything
To that.
crowd wise to that tour. But like we had big crowds every night on that tour. And then like when we did the Canadian tour after that, I think that's when everybody realized that like, oh, like
People really like the
pe-
record.
people like this. So
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I mean honestly, like the dude, everything up until that record came out, like there was like definitely
It was
some
all
like really
struggle.
great tours and great like
Oh yeah,
moments. But
you
like
definitely had a lot of good tours before that.
I would say generally like until that record came out, it was still very much a grind.
Yeah, yeah.
And it still is, but it's just like I think that record kind of like it was like a breakout album for us. And it's when I guess more people started paying attention to us. So it was a nice surprise because like we didn't
I
we
don't think
thought it
anyone
was gonna,
expected it.
dude, like I mean we thought it was gonna tank. Like we were a tech death band, then all of a sudden we
Yeah.
have like
Some
clean singing
sax.
and saxophones and like keyboards and like flutes and shit. And like we were
Yeah.
just like, okay, people are gonna listen to this record and they're gonna be like, okay, clearly this band is having an identity crisis and I don't want anything to do with them. So um
That's
but
what
the
people will
opposite
think though. But
but the
opposite
opposite
happened.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was
but
fucking cool.
but yeah, it's been cool. But definitely starting off, it was coming to terms with what touring really is, and it's
It can be
hard.
rough, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have a lot of fun times on tour, but then, it takes a toll, especially when you're out there for a while. Like
yeah, dude.
when I brought Ingested over, it was like 2 years ago, 2018. A few months before they came over, they came to me and they were like, "Hey, we want to do this full time." And they've been a band at that time for like 9 years or some shit like that, right? So fine,
Yeah,
now they're like, "Hey, we want to do it full time."
yeah.
Before it was just part time. Once, a couple times a year they tour,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay. So we like lined things up where we did like a Mexico run for like, it was like 4 or 5 days. Came
Yeah,
back, did that. They flew into Dallas. Me and Bryce Lucian picked them up from the airport. Came back to the house, the secret house. Next morning, me and him drove them to the airport to go to Mexico. Picked them up after Mexico, brought them back to the house, stayed for like 2, 3 days at the house, and
hmm
then they went on tour right after that for 2 months straight, literally. And like the plan, we were like, we're really close with them, and I still am, and we still are, all of us are, like me, Andy, like all the secret guys, we're very close. And I remember before that tour started, me and Bryce, so we picked them up from the airport from Mexico, and we got back home, and then the next morning or the day after that or whatever, we drove down to Austin to get them their van from Bandigo. This is before Bandigo got a hub in Dallas. So
yeah,
we went down there, got the van, and then the plan was to go to U-Haul to get the trailer. And me and him were just like talking about it. We're like, why don't they just buy a trailer here and then they
yeah,
can just leave it at the house?
hmm
And if like Seeker does any shows, Seeker can use it too, and that's like the trade, right?
yeah,
And I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, I'll front them for the trailer if they're down with this, because the trailer was like $1,800. U-Haul would have been like 25 or something, maybe a little bit less. And I told the guys like, hey, I'll front this for you. We'll keep it here and all that shit. If you want to do this, buy the trailer for you, and I'm just gonna take some deposits to pay myself back. And they were like, okay. So that's what they did, and they went on tour for 2 fucking months. And
Yeah.
I remember when I met up with them so they did like a headline run, and then I met up with them on Devastation on the Nation tour with Aborted, and they were so shot after 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we have 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dude,
you wanted to do this. You told me, Dan, we want to do
dude.
all of this. I'm like, all right, guys, I
Yeah,
can make it happen.
it's a grind, man. You know, it's while Andrew is in here,
Yeah.
I remember one time when Fallujah was, I guess they were on tour with Carnifex for like a real long time, and then
I
they
think I
in the
remember
middle
that
of
tour.
in the middle of that tour they flew to like I think they flew to Europe to do some festivals, and
Yes.
they left their van at my parents' house. And I remember
Oh my
when
God.
because basically like I said I would pick them up from the airport and drop
Yeah.
them back off at their van so they could just leave their van there and not have to pay storage. And
Yeah.
dude, I just remember like Rob from Fallujah like getting out of their van after they had gotten to my parents' house from the tour they were on, which they were already on for like 5 weeks or
Weeks.
whatever, and he was just like, "Hey,
Why?
Brody," it was like, dude,
Oh, it was an Australian New Zealand tour, he said?
yeah, that was dude, that
Wow.
was that
Wow.
was
Kill
okay, yeah,
switch?
very very long tour though. From
Dude. Well,
if I'm
yeah.
remembering
This
correctly, I might be
wasn't,
wrong.
it was, yeah, wasn't it that big, that long Carnifex tour they did? It was like a
Y-
6 week Carnifex tour.
Yeah.
It was almost
Oh,
8 week. Oh my God.
oh,
Yeah, but
damn.
yeah, just doing like a North America tour in the middle, fly to Australia, New Zealand, come back, jump back on a
That's
fucking North
wild.
America tour right away. We got every Monday off, but still a grinder. Yeah, it's still a grinder. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, dude,
One day off.
that's absolutely crazy. Like I would like probably just like
I would just,
I'd buy myself a hotel room and be like, guys, I just need like a couple nights like
yeah,
away. Like
just stay away from me.
yeah. Ins- but yeah, dude, that's what it is, man. Like you just
Yeah.
this is like what this is, man. It's not like you watch all the cool when you're a kid, you watch all the cool like behind the scenes, videos of Lamb
Oh
of God
yeah.
hanging backstage or
It's like,
whatever, and like it looks like, why every kid wants to do that. But like
yeah.
then when you really realize that like, you're at airports with zero sleep, for 48 hours and you're just trying to get the stupid coffee machine to work, and like it might be funny on a DVD, but like in reality, like you just want to like
Fucking miserable.
kill yourself.
Like, it's so bad. Oh, Nick
Yeah.
from Black Avium just joined. He said before. Okay, so what was your? He wasn't in here before when I asked you the question about your
Okay.
meat substitute.
Okay, my favorite meat substitute is the Gardein beefless grounds.
Yes, I love.
Also makes really good sloppy joes. Side note for
Oh, I
any
haven't done that yet. I've heard that though.
dude, get the manwich sauce,
Yeah,
cut up
yeah. The
some
man.
onions, fry them up in olive oil, and
Oh
then
man,
cook the grounds. Fry them up in some olive oil, and then
with
dump
it,
the manwich on there and throw that on a bun with some like
game over.
veggies or something. Dude, it's
It's
sick.
good. Yeah, I need to try that. What kind of? What did Andrew say? What, Brody? What kind of spaghetti do you like?
I don't know if I have a preference on spaghetti, but
Yeah,
like
I like linguine a lot. I mean, is that spaghetti? I mean, it's the same thing.
well, spaghetti is
I mean, it's
the type
just,
of noodle,
yeah, it's a
but I
type
don't know
of.
if he means brand. If he's talking brands, like I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty not picky, San Giorgio, but
yeah.
I do like spirals. I like spirals, pasta spirals.
Oh
Those are good.
yeah, those are good. I grew up
And
on fucking Italian. My family, it's so much Italian food
yeah, I
growing up,
mean,
bro.
I don't have any tattoos, but like I've always said, if I do get a tattoo, it's gonna have something to do with spaghetti and delay, like delay pedals.
Can
I
we
don't
get the
know.
Olive? Can we get the Olive Garden logo tattooed on you? I'll pay for
I dude,
it.
I
every
love the Olive Garden,
every
man.
time when we see each other, where do you guys want to go? To Italy? Yeah, let's go to Italy.
Yeah,
And it's
let's
just
hit up.
Olive Garden.
Dude, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I
It's
remember
so
the
good though.
last one of the last times we were in Dallas, we went to Olive Garden for lunch, and
Mm-hmm.
then my sister and her boyfriend were there, and we went to Chili's for dinner, and then I think later that night we went to Waffle House or Denny's, and I had like a triple crown
Oh
that
man,
day. It was
that's yeah,
horrible the next
rough,
day.
rough.
Yeah.
What's your go-to drink at the bar? Benny asks.
Dude, I'm like not a mixed drink guy at all. I'm like
Yeah,
pretty
you just
straight
beer,
up
right?
beer dude. Yeah, like I mean, I like
Depends
you
what.
know, I like IPAs and stuff. I'm like an
Yeah.
IPA guy. You know, I'll drink some you know, if it's real hot out, like I'll throw down some Blue Moons, you know.
Yeah. I'm at Blue Moon.
But
I've been wanting Blue Moon.
I
Joel,
just finished a
did
case of that shit.
did you? I legitimately. I want to go to the store and get the pack of Blue Moon and an orange
It's
and throw
refreshing, dude.
it's
Ice cold Blue Moon in a glass with some fucking, or you just shove the orange down the neck of the
just
bottle. That's
yeah, it's
very
fine.
refreshing shit for sure.
LJS active or passive pickups?
Passive pickups for sure.
Passive, yeah.
I've never used active pickups, but I've heard, you know, I've heard some good things about those Fishman pickups, but yeah, I'm generally a passive pickup guy.
Yeah. What did Nick say? Oh fuck. What are you oh fucking about, Nick? Oh yeah, those are like Joel had those low carb wheat Blue Moons. What are they
What?
called again, Joel? Yeah, they were like these skinny cans, and they looked real good. Like they're some blue new thing from Blue Moon.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
Corey.
all
I don't drink, but I have wanted to smash a handle of crack and white label lately.
very sick. Yeah,
Damn,
dude. I
Corey.
all the like I've been seeing some real like weird stuff lately. Like ever since the seltzer craze hit, like I've been seeing like, you
I
know,
know.
PBR 8% hard seltzer or like coffee seltzer. Like what even
Coffee.
is that?
Dude,
Like
I
I
picked
don't
these Trulies up, and
yeah.
it's the lemonade ones.
Hmm.
There's one of those like strawberry lemonade and mango. Dude, they're so good. I'm like, I can't get these away from me. But you only
Yeah.
can have like a couple, and then after that, my stomach will just start hurting.
Oh yeah, dude, it's
Yeah,
just like it
I have a
well, is there
sensitive ass
sugar?
stomach. I
Is there
think they're.
sugar in it?
I think so. I gotta look at the label because I feel like in these there is. I
Man,
feel like in these specific ones, I don't think like White Claw there is though.
Summer Slaughter last year was just like, dude,
Claw Central.
I don't think anyone on that whole tour drank anything but White Claws for that whole tour. Like
Was
it
that
was
the one
wild.
Alex was on? Alex, you know Alex Kendrick, right?
Yes, of
Wasn't he
course.
just getting everyone White Claws or pushing everyone
Yeah.
to get White Claws?
Dude,
He's so.
every day, like when everyone got to the venue, he'd be like, "I'm going on a claw run. Who needs like?"
Didn't he get was it Travis from Cattle to finally drink a White Claw?
Oh yeah, he was.
Wasn't it? Right?
Travis was hating pretty hard on them, and I think he got him to try one, and he hated it. So
Did he
you
hate
know,
it? Oh yeah, yeah. It's all
whatever,
right.
man.
Joel said they're the light sky citrus wheat blue moons. Interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta
sounds
try them.
refreshing.
He said they're really fucking good.
Dude, the older I get, like the more I can appreciate. Because like when I was like, you know, 21, I was like,
Oh yeah,
I only drink
liquor
like good beers. But like
or
now, the
yeah,
older I get, I'm like, I could drink like a High Life or like a Blue Moon just to like, you know, sit on the
chill
porch and
out.
like chill out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Summer Slaughter is rough, Andrew. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah,
It
we
can,
like lucked out and got our buddy Matt to drive for us on that tour, and he was like actually
we are
a
meeting him.
really sick driver. Like he would sleep in the van all day and then wake up and drive through the night. So like it was actually like it
Good
was a
schedule.
grinder,
Yeah.
but like it was that was probably
Well,
one
that
of the
made things
most
easier.
yeah, it was probably one of the most fun times I ever had on tour because like we were, you know, I mean, every we knew everyone on the tour, so it
Yeah,
was
everyone
like
was friends.
it's a big homie fest, you know.
Wow. By the way, Brody, you boys were dope at the Greenville date on Summer Slaughter. Cool.
Oh, that was is that South Carolina?
Yeah, Greenville at
Eh,
the what was that
Orange
place
or
called, Corey? Firm?
the orchard or the orange something?
No, Orange Peel was at North Carolina.
That's
The
North
one in
Carolina.
Greenville is the. It's not there anymore. They closed down the Firmament.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
Firmament.
remember
Yeah,
that.
Firmament. There it is.
Dude, those Carolina shows were really good. Like we've never really had you know, like super good responses in the Carolinas, but like for
Yeah.
like in the last year, like we played there on our headliner, I think, and Slaughter, and they were great, like really
They were,
sick
yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina could be hit or miss. It could be really good or just
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good amount of those places too, though.
Dude, that's like New Mexico though. Like everyone
Oh
always
yeah,
like dude, everyone always talks about how horrible like New Mexico is and like dude, on
oh
our
Brigade.
headliner like that was like one of the crushers, like one of the like it was a
Yeah, that show
sick
did really
show.
well.
Dude, it was like one of like the better nights in merch that we had on that tour.
Wow,
Like even like it was almost as good as like Denver from what I remember. And like
that's
you know,
nuts.
yeah, dude, it was
It's
crazy.
like
Like we
unheard
played
of.
yeah, like we didn't. I don't think it was at the launch pad. It might have been at some one of the
It
other
was.
venues there.
Yeah, I'd have to go look. Yeah, I don't
But
think it was Launchpad.
it was sick though. And then we played there again on that Fit for an Autopsy tour that we did in the fall, and it was sick then
It
too.
was
So
sick then.
I think New Mexico is like coming back in
It's
a
a good,
big way.
dude. It was good years ago. I remember, there was this place in Albuquerque called the Compound, and I used to book a lot of shows there in Albuquerque, like a lot of shows at the Compound. Do you
Maybe
remember
we
that? You
did we play?
may have. You probably have way back then.
I don't remember.
Then it like came back, like it shut down, then it came back, and then it just went to shit again. But at the time, it was going fucking strong for a long ass time.
Yeah,
I remember I went on tour with My Bitter End back in like 2000. I don't know, what was it, 2007? It was like one of my first real tours going on that I
yeah,
ever went on. It was the most insane, fucked up tour ever. It was just like everyone was just like in that band, just drunks, smoked,
yeah.
a lot of
Smoked
smoked,
melatonin.
yeah, smoked melatonin, and it was just so insane to be around this because I was like 17.
Yeah,
So but
dude.
we went to the Compound. It was a crazy show. It was nuts.
Do you remember like when you like first like came into like the touring circuit and you met like psychos that had been touring for years, like what you thought of those people?
Oh
Like, dude,
yeah,
I didn't know how to like, cause like I guess like
process it.
technically like I guess like I'm one of those people now, but like dude, like I remember like meeting people that were just like it was all like tour lingo. Like you could bring up like you could bring up any restaurant or like burrito place within a 5 mile radius of any venue, and like
They
they
know it.
knew where it was, and like dude, I was just like blown away that like there was this like whole mini culture going on that I never knew about, and
Oh
then
yeah,
start touring and you just become part of it. But yeah,
yeah.
it's
You're in it
it's
then.
it's funny
It's
when you meet
wild.
like when you meet
Well, when you're
like dude
young, yeah, it's like
when you
crazy.
when you're young and you meet a dude like Ken Sorceron who's been doing it for like his whole life, and like dude, Ken Sorceron is one of
I
my
love Ken.
favorite people that
Oh
I've
yeah,
met in touring. He's one of the funniest humans I've ever met, and
period. Yeah,
but
he
he's
is.
he's a true road dog.
If you're gonna talk like tour stories, like he is the guy.
He's the dude,
He's the dude.
the
He
best.
knows all the good spots to eat at, hang out at,
Oh yeah,
and just
absolutely.
everything in general. Yeah, well, like when I started working with Abigail, I think it was around the time I picked you guys up, and it was me and him connected like right away. A lot, and I always would hear like not like horror stories, just people being like, "Oh, you should be careful with him," and this and that. And I had zero issues, like ever. He would always, pay me. I would never even ask him, like, "Oh yeah, what do we owe you? You're here, have it." It was never questioned. Like I wouldn't even care sometimes.
Yep.
And then so I just like we got along so well. And like when I brought up like concerns to him with people telling, like I would never be like, yo, this person told me this. I'd just be like, hey, this is what I'm hearing, so I don't
Mhm.
put someone on blast. And he would just explain it, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Dude, yeah,
you know you got to get both
he's
sides.
he's dude, he's got some of the best stories that I've ever
Ever.
heard anyone on the touring circuit tell, and he's just like he's a dude that like
Real guy.
I would absolutely like at any given opportunity, like if he was like looking for like you know driving work or crew work or like just
Oh yeah,
any job on tour, I would hit that guy up because
for
like
sure.
he like knows everything about it, you know what I mean?
Yep, he does. And even that new Abigail record is like one of my favorites that they've ever released
Yeah, dude,
by
like
far.
I got into Abigail Williams on that In the Shadow of a Thousand Sun, the Demu record basically.
Yeah,
And
that's what everyone said back then.
yeah, dude,
But it's great.
I still think that record, I mean Ken hates it, but like I
Oh yeah,
still
he
think
hates it.
that record is so sick cuz it has like Zach Gibson and Samus drumming on it and shit, and like that's like a badass record, but the new one is like super different and like highly imaginative
It is.
for the genre. I think it's a great
It
album.
is. I know he's working on a new one. He wants to get a
Yeah.
new one out by. Well, originally it was like end of this year. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I feel like he's gonna push it, but
Yeah.
he's gonna have one out by next year.
He's great. He's great at
Yeah,
production. Dude, he's awesome. He's an
he
amazing guitar
killed it
player.
on this one.
Dude,
Yeah,
Ken is a hidden gem that more people need to be aware of, I
yeah,
think.
for sure, definitely. I'm pretty positive. Yeah, Bryce Butler's still playing with him.
Hmm.
Hopefully, he'll be on the new one. He
Yeah.
had someone else drum on the recent one. I forget who it was. I guess it's a guy that played in Fear Factory
Hmm.
and some other bands. I mean, the drumming's amazing on the record.
Yeah. Oh,
But
is it Mike Heller?
That sounds familiar.
Did he play in a band called Malignancy? They were like a technical
I
slam
know who
band.
Malignancy is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I gotta ask Ken.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had him. But that was he had him do it because he I guess he always wanted to play drums on an Abigail record, so they already had that worked out.
Yeah.
So that's why Bryce wasn't on it.
Dude,
Um,
Bryce is
Bryce,
like
he's
so
got
sick.
he continues to get better. I mean, doing Shadow of Intent
Dude,
now,
yeah, like
rips with Shadow.
he plays in like every like crazy band now. Like, dude, he was like the first time I saw him play drums was with Seeker, and I remember, I forget who it is said it to me, but they're like, "Yo, he's kind of like a his drumming style like kind of reminds me of like Naveen a little bit from the
Oh
Animosity days,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
like really
yeah,
creative, groovy shit, you know, and
yeah.
like."
Because he adds in
Um,
a lot of shit,
Yeah, and like, dude,
Bryce.
since I met him on that Seeker tour, you
Yeah,
know, dude, he's just played in every sick band, and like
I know.
and I know when he's in the room every time because I hear that laugh. You know what I mean?
The laugh. You know,
The
Vance from Valenath is moving to Dallas, and he's
oh,
moving
really?
into the Seeker house.
What?
Yeah.
The
I'm like,
the
I'm
the
like,
house,
yeah, the house. I'm like, you're gonna have fun trying to fall asleep with Bryce laughing in the other room.
dude. I love all those guys,
I've
man.
had I've had a lot of fun. You know, I lived at that house. It was like a little bit over a year, probably like a year and a half, and it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun though. Me,
dude, it
Bryce.
was so much fun.
Yeah, it's like Butler was always on tour for the most part. Even Bryce Lucian, but we would always have good times. It was just like
Dude,
fucking hilarious times, dude. Oh my
dude, one
god.
of my favorite memories of coming to that house is when like back like before I
Oh
used
man.
melatonin, when
That
like you hit me up and we were staying at your house and you were like,
yeah.
"Yo, do you want me to like get you like some like IPAs or something?" And you like went out and got me a 6 pack of Sierra Nevada Torpedo after we had been driving all day, after
Oh, I
I had been
remember that.
driving all
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
like everyone else in the band like hung out, and I just like stood in the kitchen and was like drinking beers and like talking to you, and then like Biggs, you know, like went into another dimension, and
I'll
and
never
but that
forget.
that was one of my favorite times at that
That was
house
a
for
good
sure.
time. That was oh my god.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
sick.
I remember that night, and Biggs went into another dimension, and I just will never forget looking at Jake, who's right next to me, and he just starts laughing, and I'm like trying to hold myself together, and as soon as Jake just smiles, I'm like, God damn it, dude, and I just
That-
lost it.
I think that was like a pretty big moment for all of us because like Biggs was like always the dad of the band up
I
until that point,
know, I
and
know.
we were all just like,
What?
"What's happening?"
Yeah. Why do you smoke that melatonin?
It was very sick.
That was a good time. Yeah, it was a lot of good times there. I was surprised, like because Vance was supposed to move down here like a year ago. He was
Yeah.
gonna leave Denver. He was tired of it, but he's doing. He it's a Facebook official. So
He made it official, man.
I was like, wow, okay, man, let's do it. I'm like, you're gonna
Yeah.
have fun at that house. But
Um, I'm looking at the chat here, and it looks like
yeah.
Joel wants to know about the vegan sloppy
Oh
joes.
yeah.
So, so basically, all you gotta do, Joel, is you get the Gardein beefless grounds.
Yep.
Get an onion, dice the onion up. You know, saute it in some olive oil for a couple minutes. Get those onions, you know, nice and crispy,
Crisp. Yep.
and then throw the meat in or the meat in. Fry that up. Then
Mm-hmm.
dump the manwich in, stir it all up, and then slap it on some like sesame seed rolls with like some vegenaise or mayonnaise, whatever,
Whatever you
and
want. Yeah.
maybe a little garlic powder and salt and pepper. And dude, it's like I could eat like 6 of those. It's disgusting, but like very
Dude,
delicious.
I haven't had sloppy joes like probably since I was a fucking kid. That was probably the last time. But doing it with the vegan beef, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, it's
So
sick.
I love vegan beef. I love vegan food. Did you ever go to that place in Dallas called the Spiral Diner?
You took me there.
Did I take? Yeah, we did go there. What am I talking? That place fucking rules.
They had like a vegan. I got like a vegan milkshake,
Mm-hmm.
and
Best
like I
food.
forget what else I got, but I think it was me, you, and like Jake all went
Shake,
together or
yeah.
something like that.
Johnny, I think maybe came. I can't remember. It was that place is amazing. I could eat that every day.
It's sick, dude.
I'm like, I wish I can cook shit like this. I'm such a lazy cook.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seriously.
Me and dude, it's like me and my girlfriend have been, you know, just like I mean, dude, today like our favorite restaurant locally, it's like a vegan Chinese place opened up today,
Oh,
and today
wow.
was actually the first day that we got like food from anywhere since COVID started. So like other than that,
Damn.
we've just been like
Just cooking
making
at
food
home,
at
yeah.
home,
Yeah, we do
dude.
too. She's not as lazy as I am with it. She
Dude, you
pushes
save
me to make things.
you save so much money
Oh
making food
man.
at home. It's crazy.
Dude, yeah, that's like I mean, that's like the upside, I guess the good thing about, I mean, the upside of this whole situation right now is that we have definitely saved a lot of money.
Dude, me too. It's crazy. Like I'm just
Nuts.
like I'm not buying anything except for like food
I,
and paying for bills. That's it.
yeah, I mean, the most I've bought, honestly, is the computer,
Yeah.
the screens, selling the iMac helped with that, and a new desk.
Yep.
That's all I bought.
Yeah. Save.
Unemployment has helped, definitely.
Yeah, dude.
But other than that, it's like I'm not going out. I don't. I was driving. I had to go to the post office yesterday, and I went driving, and I have like a quarter tank left, and I'm like, when's the last time I got gas?
Dude. Yeah.
And normally I remember that. Like I'll remember like, oh, it was like 5 or 6 days ago or whatever, four
Yeah.
days ago, and I was like, I don't fucking remember. I'd have to go look at my bank account to
Yeah.
see because I haven't gotten an oil change since the beginning of March.
Yep.
And
Dude.
usually I would have been due for one in fucking early June,
Hmm.
easily.
Yeah, it's dude, if I didn't have to drive down to Baltimore, I wouldn't have had to have gotten gas. Like, and it's sick because the grocery store that me and my girlfriend shop at, we have like the gas points, and like
Oh yeah.
they've been doing like rollover because of like
Oh,
everyone out of work, so like all the points roll over. And dude, like last month, I got gas for 29 cents a gallon.
29 cents. These are all those points.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
They're,
Gas went
they're,
down here a lot. I mean, it's back up to like a buck 80 or a buck 70 something, but it
yeah.
went down to like a buck 10 or 15. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and being like, whoa, I haven't seen that since I was a kid. Like
Yeah,
when I first started driving,
no,
I was
it's
like
crazy. And
17.
in Baltimore, it's like the gas prices in Baltimore are usually like 40 to 45 cents cheaper than they are up here. And like
Oh, really?
I remember like being in Baltimore and seeing, dude, I saw gas for like $1.12 or some shit again. Dude, it was crazy.
Whoa. I wouldn't
It was,
expect that in Baltimore.
I don't know like
That's
what I don't
weird.
really know how like location determines, because like I
Yeah, I don't
know
either. Yeah.
some parts of the country have way high gas
Oh yeah,
prices and others
California.
don't.
Yeah, Joel
Yeah.
said gas is still 2.99 here. It's $3.
I think it's 179
Sucks.
here.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's about the same around that here. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You're
Yep.
still in Reading, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does Jake live? He's in Reading too, right? Or
Yeah,
is he?
he's in. So like actually like neither one of us actually live in Reading. I live in
Uh,
Wyomissing, which is like a little
just like outside.
it's like across the bridge from Reading, and then Jake lives in Mount Penn, which is like kind of on the opposite side of Reading. But yeah, like we're
Okay.
both me and him are the only dudes that still live here, and then Jared lives in Reno, obviously. John
Yeah.
lives on Long Island,
Biggs is
and
in Richmond, right?
Biggs moved to Richmond. Yeah.
Is he living with Joel?
He was, but Biggs met a girlfriend down there,
Oh
and
yeah, his girlfriend.
now he's living with her, I
That's
think.
right. He lost a lot of weight. He looks good. I remember
Yeah, he's like,
he posted like one picture, a new picture, like the other week. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
dude, he looks like he did when we released our first record,
Yeah,
because he when we did that first album,
vegan.
he
Yeah,
lost a ton of weight, and then touring took its toll on him, I guess,
it'll
and
happen. It happens.
dude, it happens,
It does, man.
and
It's hard to be healthy on tour.
yeah, now he's like all, I think he's like do because he stopped working at a restaurant. He was working at a
Oh,
restaurant, but now he does like landscaping
oh yeah.
and stuff. So like he's just like outside working all day.
Outside.
So
That's
I'm sure
good.
that had a
Good.
lot to do with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I've only, yeah, Andrew said it, dude. I think I've only gotten gas maybe twice during this whole
Yeah,
pandemic. Wow. I
that's
don't,
sick.
probably have gotten gas like, I don't know, 6 times?
Yep.
It's 5 times, 6 times. I literally don't go anywhere besides the grocery store
Nope.
and the post office to
Hmm.
shop because I've been trying to push this devastation merch that I have,
Oh,
which I
dude.
I recouped everything and now I'm
Yeah.
making like some money off of it, which is cool. But yeah, dude, I got 10 boxes of merch
I just
delivered
did
to
the
my
same thing
apartment.
last week, dude.
Well, oh, with Rivers merch. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
started clear. Yeah, okay. I remember you started pushing it. Did you clear a lot?
Well, so like
Or
we
what?
had we had like, dude, I can't I because like when you send merch back to indie merch, like they want it all like
Oh,
categorized and labeled and separated and
yeah. They
everything,
wanted it
right?
all
So
done. Yeah.
so they can just receive it and put it
Put
up
it.
basically. So like I went to my parents' house, which is where we keep all the merch in the trailer, pulled
Yeah.
all of it out. Dude, we had like because we were saving like the backstock from tour because we were planning on taking most of that with us to Mexico so we didn't have to print merch.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I ended up counting, dude, I counted like over 1,000 shirts, separated them all,
Holy shit,
box,
dude.
boxed them up, carried them like all
What
by
is it? How many
myself,
how
dude.
many boxes is that? It's more than 10, wasn't it?
It was
14?
13 boxes of soft merch and 6 boxes of vinyl. Yeah.
6 boxes of vinyl.
Yeah, but
Damn.
those, dude, those, as far as I know, those 6 boxes of vinyl are the only copies of Owls left in existence on vinyl. So they'll be hitting
Whoa.
the store soon.
Damn. Those are the last ones.
For
Holy
now.
shit. Yeah, for now. Do another pressing later on, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome, man. Well, hell yeah. Well, I definitely enjoyed you doing this with me today. It's
Yeah.
been fun.
It's fun.
Caught
Just
up and
hanging.
everything. I think Ben isn't like Ben still in like Woodstock, right?
Yeah, as
Talked
far
to
as
him
I
the other
know,
day.
yeah, he's I
Chilling
think
up there.
he's in
It's
Woodstock.
cool.
He's been pretty busy with like Black Crown, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, new
So
Black Crown coming out. Black Crown
yes,
Initiate. That
so he's
record's
been
really good.
yeah,
They wrote a
I
good
heard
one.
it when they first recorded it and it's definitely like a step in the right direction for them. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
got a
think
lot of
so.
really, James has a lot of really cool moments on that where he does like I can't I'm not gonna blow it, but like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
there's a lot of cool moments on the record for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, a lot of people are gonna like it. I feel like that's gonna
Yeah.
be a good release this year.
Yeah, definitely.
But all right, cool, man. Well, everyone go follow Brody on Twitch, Brody underscore of underscore Nile.
Right. You got it. Nihil Nile.
Yes, Nihil. I was telling my friend DJ I was playing Call of Duty with before this. I'm like, I was like, that band Rivers of Nihil, which he doesn't really listen to like death metal like this. He's like, Rivers of Nihil, what, like Nile, the band Nile. What
Yeah.
they were? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spelled Nihil. He's like, oh, they're cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up, DJ.
Dude, you want to know like one of the funniest like Inception moments for me
Yes.
was when we played with Nile
Oh,
at New England Metal Fest like 2 years ago, I guess.
oh yeah, around
And
that
we
one.
were like loading out, and Carl Sanders from the band Nile comes up to me and he was like, "Hey, are you guys in that Rivers Nile band?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, it's like I just watched your set. You guys are like progressive, but not like lame. You know what I mean?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, thanks."
Yeah, dude, thanks.
It was cool though, because like
Yeah, I mean,
when I
you
was a
never
kid,
know.
like I mean, he was
It's a big deal.
Carl from Nile, and like yeah,
Yeah.
he like came up to me, he was like, "Your band's sick. You're like progressive, but not like the lame kind of progressive." I was like, "I'll take that as a
Thank
compliment,
you.
man. Hell yeah."
Oh yeah, that's so tight.
Very sick.
Cool, man. All right, we'll end it here. It was a good
All right.
time. It'll be posted on my Twitch whenever or whatever. I might put it up on. I might make a YouTube just
Dude,
to
that's
put
what
these
I did.
on.
I've been just
Oh,
instantly
you did
exporting
make a
all my
YouTube.
streams. You should do it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do. I have one.
Yeah,
I should
do it.
just add these videos to it. I
Yeah,
think the
it's
last
easy.
videos I have on it are from like this Under Oath show from like years ago. It was like their last tour ever. Well, it
Yeah,
was their last tour, and
yeah.
I have like videos of them on there.
Wow, that's
That's the
awesome.
last
Yeah,
time I uploaded.
you should export the stuff. It's just like one
It's
button
easy.
you
Yeah, I
click.
know. I could download it easily and just upload it.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. There'll be more of these streams soon. I think I'm talking like Jeff from Zayo and a few others, so it'd be kind of cool. Mix them up.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, thank you, Brody, again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
See you later, everybody.